Right, I'm going to just change normal to be left aligned again. What I can now do, if I divide this up into paragraphs, so a paragraph per sentence, and I Control H to get the find and replace, and I use the wildcard. I use full stop space and replace it with full stop and a paragraph mark. So carré 6, carré is shift 6 and then a P for paragraph. Replace all. So that's now taken all of the full stops, which are the end of sentences, and made those into new paragraphs. So what I can do now is click the 1, 2, 3 button, numbering. So numbering, again, is a very quick way of getting a consistent style. For instance, if you're doing it by hand and typing 1 full stop, 2 full stop, 3 full stop, then if you were to put a new number 4 in, you'd then have to renumber all of your previous ones. So this is number 6, for instance, right now. And if I was to type in a new number 5, your 6 becomes 7. So numbering, very easy, but you probably knew this. What you can also do is indent. So if I highlight several of these sentences and press the tab key, you can now get ABC. And here we can get number 2, ABC. So this gives you a chance to have a major comment and then some sub-comments that relate to it. And again, all of this is updatable. So I can add a new number 2 and then it becomes 3, or I can add a new B and it becomes C, D, E. Now, there are lots of ways to customize this. You could have, for instance, Roman numerals. You could have 1 and then I, or you could have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 and so forth. You could change the paragraphs. And incidentally, one thing about paragraphs, if I go into here, now you will notice that there are a lot of these little arrow icons. If you click on the arrow icon, that gets you a dialog box. And here we have, don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. If I was to highlight all of this, which are all in the same style, and we've just done style, so we know that they're all in the normal style, and deselect it, normally we have a 10 point after a particular paragraph, but don't add this 10 point between paragraphs of the same style. If I deselect that and click OK, we now have that 10 point addition. Whether you want it or not, that's down to you, but you know how to get it now just by deselecting that. There's lots more I could talk about bullets and numbering. For instance, why is number 1 over here and then A, B, C over here? What if I want it in different whatevers? And as I say, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. There are quite a few options in these drop-down boxes, especially in this one, which is multi-style. So you can see 1.1, 1.2, 1A, 1A1 and so forth. If I had a lot more time, I could go into all of this and define new styles, and that's new. And also, this, if I show you a more advanced version and click the More button, you can also assign styles to each of these. So for instance, you could have this number 1 in one style, say in red, and size 12, and then A in green and size 11, B in green, size 11, C green, size 11, and then number 2 back in red, size 12. Lots of things link to lots of things. So styles can be used in lists to make your life so much easier. But so one of the things I really want to get out of this is that you can insert what's called indents. There's also things called outdents, so you can make sub-numbering that much easier. Okay, let's go on to our next. Right, our next top tip is be observant. Have a look at what's happening. Now we have these standard menus. Some of them won't appear on yours. For instance, Developer might not appear, Acrobat might not appear, and some are slightly different in Word 2010 than they are in Word 2016. And there are some really good things like the design, which is this is in the layout tab. This allows you to set a host of a new style for your document. So for instance, I could say I want my entire document to be formatted like this, and because I've already applied styles using heading 1 and heading 2, it knows where all the formatting should go. It's brilliant. As I say, in Word 2010 and Word 2013, that all of this is in the page layout section, really squashed into here, whereas it's got its own section in Word 2016. The reason why I say keep a lookout is because if you do anything that involves an object, let's say I insert a table, 2x2 table, and I'm inside the table, we suddenly have some new menus, table tools. If I click outside of the table, that menu disappears. Click inside, they come back. And what you see here are specific things for what you are actually in. So I'm in a table, so I can apply header rows, and I can apply a style. Yes, styles come back to this. So you can see you can get quite a lot of formatting very simply, very quickly, again using styles. How quick was that? It doesn't matter where you are. If you insert a picture, for instance, and I'll insert a picture here. So I'll insert a picture of this particular food item, for instance. As soon as I click onto it, we have new bars as well. And the greatest tip I can give you is have a look at all of the different menu items and just see what happens when you click on any of them. Some give you a preview, like this, for instance. So if I hover over this, maybe if I zoom out a little bit as well, go into view and zoom one page so you can see it at a glance. You can see instantly what happens when I click on, or just even hover over some things, what the end result would be like. So just having a look at all the menu items really makes a huge amount of difference. If you know what's where, you are more likely to use them. And if there's something, like for instance, I always want to use the zoom function, but I can't remember where it is. I can't remember that it's under view. Then what you can do is put it up here in the quick access toolbar. So if I click on the drop down box under the quick access toolbar and click on more commands, you can see lots of commands. So for instance, maybe I want to view the whole page at a click, and maybe I want to see multiple pages. So now we've got these options immediately up here, and it allows you to customize your environment, allowing you to make yourself more productive by what you want, being able to access it very quickly. So this is called the quick access toolbar. And if you can't see what you want in popular commands, then click on all commands and look at the amount of commands that are there. Sure, you'll find what you want. So click what you want, click add, click OK, and there it is. So my top tip there, be observant and customize your quick access toolbar. Well, hopefully what you have seen so far has persuaded you that there are quite a number of ways where you can save time and frustration by allowing the computer to help you with things like styles, with formatting and the like. But there's a lot more. But what else is there? I mean, you don't know what you don't know. So how can you find out what you could know? Well, I go to the best authority that there is about Microsoft Word, and that's Microsoft. And you can too. If you go into Google and type 77 minus 418 into Google. Now, first of all, the computer thinks you might be doing some. But no, this is what I want to get to. This is the official Microsoft website for Microsoft Office Specialist exams. Now, this is for you even if you're not wanting to take an exam. What Microsoft Office Specialist means is that Microsoft say you know certain skills. And aren't those skills the things that you need to know for your work? Won't you be more productive if you know what Microsoft wants you to know? So really, about this page, this particular exam, which is the first of 3 possible exams for Microsoft Word, if I scroll down and click Show All, these are the things that Microsoft want you to know. They want you to know things about creating documents, navigating, formatting, customizing options and view options, customizing documents to print and save, inserting text and paragraphs and formatting them, and ordering. And you can see there's a lot of detail, like changing text to word art. Using Format Painter, well, we covered that during this course. We also covered other things that are here, like styles. We briefly touched on things, finding and replacing text. We had to look at the QAT, which is a specialist paragraph mark. Looking at tables and lists, we had a brief look at numbering and bullets. Well, we had to look at numbering, but we didn't look at modifying list indentation or line spacing or numbering or custom bullets. There's a lot that you can learn about. Endnotes, footnotes, citations, building blocks, including quick parts. Quick parts are really useful because they're used in things like cross references, they're used in page numbering, they're used in referring to things about the document. Very useful. Smart art, not to be confused with word art, and applying artistic effects and wrapping text around images. So in just this one web page, you don't have to hunt for it, you find what Microsoft want you to learn. And what is the advantage of learning this? Well, first of all, you will become more effective, you'll become more efficient. Word may be something that you use every day or once a week, but it is something that you will use. Now, if I click on certifications and exams, and I go to Office, notice I'm not clicking on Office 365, that's for the setting up of a server, and we actually want to use Office. You can see that we have Office Specialist, so that's the first one, that's the one we were looking at, Office Expert and Office Master. So we've looked at Office Specialist. Office Specialist Expert, you have to take, I think it's now 2 exams in either Microsoft Word and Excel at a more advanced level, and 1 exam in the other one, so 2 in Word and 1 in Excel, or 2 in Excel and 1 in Word. Master, you have to take, I think it's 2 in Word, 2 in Excel, 1 in PowerPoint, and then 1 in your choice, Outlook, Access, SharePoint, that sort of thing. But what are the benefits of learning? Well, Microsoft say 5 times as many high growth, high salary positions require experience with Office than all non-Microsoft software skills combined. So how good would it be for your next job hunt if you can say, I have been certified by Microsoft Word as being this. Now, it's okay you having the skills, and that is really important, believe me. But for your next employer, it's important that they've got ready proof by an independent third party that you've got the skills. 29% of tomorrow's positions require Office or Office-related skills, and 86% of hiring managers, that's 6 out of 7, indicate that IT certifications are a high or medium priority, and 91% consider certification as part of their hiring criteria. So you might actually want to learn the skills, and you might actually want to do the certification as well. It's down to you. So just going back, we've seen what you need to do for the first exam of Word. What about the second? So, Word Expert. Well, there were 2 exams. So here is the first one. We're managing and sharing documents. So allowing multiple users to comment on a single document. Advanced formatting, advanced styles. So we've just touched the surface with styles, but you can see how useful they are already. Managing forms, fields and mail merge operations. That can save you an enormous amount of time. Say you have to draft 70 letters. You could do that in a fraction of the time than actually typing it. And more about building blocks. And in the second exam, we've got managing and sharing documents. We've got designing advanced documents, including sections and master documents, sub-documents. We've got indices and table of contents. Remember I said you could create a table of contents using styles? Well, you already parted the way to there. And you've also got internationalization and accessibility, which if you're working or want to work in a global company or a company which has customers, some of which might need accessibility options, then this is for you as well. So there's a lot there that you can know about in Microsoft Word. The question is, do you want to? You've had a taster session. You have been able to find some of my top tips, in which you are able to put into practice right now. You can use styles. You are going to hopefully be a bit more observant and be going, oh, what's this? And if you are going, oh, what's this? There is help available. You can press F1 to get into the help system, and then you can say, I want to know about grid lines. Now I've just seen grid lines. What are they? So F1 help, brilliant. Now there are lots of ways to help you achieve your dream. The question is, how far do you want to take it?